Hey everybody, how you doing? And some of you have taken to going to many years old video blogs I made regarding the Chevron Ecuador case and Steven Donziger and writing comments as if those vlogs were made yesterday. And I thought, what's going on here? So obviously the news now a week old is that Steven Donziger was officially convicted of contempt of court. And I said this was going to happen a long time ago, way back in 2013. And if you go through the text in the videos, I've opined about this since 2007. I say so. But for those of you who don't know what this is all about, let me explain very succinctly what this aspect of this entire saga has to do with. Steven Donziger, going all the way back to his first encounter in court with New York District Court Judge Louis Lapham, has publicly made fun of him, criticized him, made accusations about him, and basically said, hey, look, I'm not going to do what you want me to do, which is turn over my documents and my fees to Chevron and so that they can see them, even though Judge Lapham sensed a long time ago during the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act case that Donziger lost. All right. In other words, basically Donziger was convicted of establishing an illegal operation. Okay. Going all the way back there, Donziger, you would think, would have just said, hey, uncle, I'm done. But he just kept pressing on. And he kept collecting fees from investors and kept going on this worldwide chase for a $20 billion judgment that he got in Ecuador. Basically, he wrote himself. But that's another story. All right. The bottom line is that Judge Lapham gave Chevron the right to do what's called discovery. In other words, to go and say, hey, look, show us these documents. You got to show us these documents. And what it unveiled was that there was a firm called M Squared, a public relations firm out in New York, which had a lot of heavy hitter partners and clients, that was using as much as $6.4 million to pay people like Mia Farrow and other celebrities to go on these kind of fake news missions where they would say, hey, I stuck my hand here, see this, black oil. Oh, this is from Ecuador. Chevron did this, even though Chevron was never in Ecuador, and that was all Petroecuador's fault. And Steven Donziger and Amazon Watch were covering for Petroecuador. They had done that for years until recently, when Amazon Watch itself stopped doing that and stopped actually pointing out what folks like me have known for well over 14 years, and that, hey, you know what, actually longer than that, hey, Petroecuador was the one committing spill after thousands of oil spills, and then they would point at Chevron and say that Chevron did it, when Chevron, again, was never in Ecuador, and the rights that Chevron inherited that were once belonging to Texaco actually belonged to Petroecuador in the TexPet consortium, of which the country of Ecuador owned 90% of by 1992. You got all that? Okay. Bottom line is Chevron was never there. Texaco did its environmental cleanup, and the environmental damage that was done and has been done and still is done is by Ecuador itself through its state-run petroleum organization, Petroecuador. This has gone on for some time now. All right. But it's like luxury to say, oh, Chevron did it. You would say, why did I jump onto it? Because I get tired of this sort of like American, college-aged, predominantly white group basically yelling at me and saying I'm supposed to think a certain way in order to just be regarded as, whatever. And this went on for me even at grad school in Berkeley, not with this issue, but with similar issues. And I thought, you know what? I am going to jump in and I'm going to opine on this. And that's precisely what I did as a video blogger. And so, no, not paid by Chevron. Would I have loved to have been paid by Chevron, to be honest? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. No, absolutely. But here's the thing: not paid by Chevron. I've gotten death threats. I've been photographed by Amazon Watch people. I've had a lot of stuff done to me. Okay, so not at all. But the bottom line is that somebody's got to tell the truth about this. And on top of all that, look, for those people who brag about Ecuador and its government, Ecuador does not practice free speech rights. Its human rights violations are incredibly large, and they happen to be done to people who are my skin color. You get the picture? All right, so let's continue. Steven Donziger did not turn over the documents that Judge Lapham asked him to. He did not stop his practice. He kept doing it. And he kept pissing off the judge. Folks, if the judge tells you not to do something or to do something, you do what the judge tells you to do. You do not thumb your nose at the judge. That's what this is all about. It is not more complicated than that. Steven Donziger is guilty of criminal contempt of court for what he did. Now, what the sentence will be, I seriously doubt that he has to spend any more time in confinement than what he's already spent at home. That's enough, in my opinion. Okay, this is a matter of putting him in a bad situation or anything like that. He should have his freedom, but he should also realize that his actions have done nothing, absolutely nothing, to stop the environmental damage problem in Ecuador, because Ecuador itself is to blame for how it abuses its poor citizens with respect to oil. That's the real story here. And Donziger himself and his behavior over the years has done a good job of trying to cover that up. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com, and that ends this broadcast.